let's see here. Well, let's get to destructing. Nope, destroyed it. Wow, I hope this really comes down or it's gonna be a bane. Nope, the physics engine did not take it down. That is not cool. Ah, crap. Hey, it's one of those flying fortresses out of Forgotten Realms. That's funny. Are these my blocks? Yes. That's a good question, Havoc. I realized that as I destroyed a crumbly wall, you know, the walls that are pre-damaged, that one of the walls under it up here was in good shape. And I've used this technique before. And so I set my reference point on the wall that was in good shape. And then I realized that that wall was pretty level with the rest of the walls. And I just set the line from there. My goal now is to make sure that it's level all the way around with no ridges, lips, or anything else. And I was trying out a couple of designs. Of course, I have to take down my floating fortress because gravity, the system didn't do it for me. But yeah, you find a stable block that you're comfortable with, and I just based it all off of that. Pretty simple. And over the last few patches, I've mostly started, when I can, building off of the ground that's, you know, they generated. Now I did save one tile spacing, this one right here. Now that's a tile I put down, but I put it down so it clicked and aligned perfectly with a tile like it here. So it is on the grid that they used, and you can tell because the dots are in the cracks on the tile in the center. Oh, early in the morning, I guess. Anyway, oh, do I have a no build zone? Oh, I do. Crap. I'll have to fix that. I am going to put a walkway all the way around. Now, there was some block here that was unusable. Yeah, I mean, it's trial and error, really. I've seen, like, this up here, it's actually a little different. But you're going to want to make sure you get alignment. They did a decent job making sure that there was space to build up here. I only found 2 areas where you couldn't destroy a foundation, and they weren't on the very top here. But I noticed that the wall around was a little bit higher. You can see it than the placement of these the building on the top. So I kept that. Yeah. But I'm going to need to do some repair. This did not look like it was properly aligned to me. I'll have to remove a few of these at a time. I was doing these from underneath. So you can see there's some cracks. Let's not fall off. Oh. Why did I have that there? Oh, I don't like that overlap either. Interesting. I used to overlap a lot, but now I don't. I think it confuses the engine. It used to. All right, I'll be honest. I think it used to confuse the engine to the point where it's just like, okay, it must be stable. But then they changed the algorithm quite a bit, and it was no longer that way. So now I try to keep my joints and stuff very simple. Oh, I need more coffee. Those are nice and flat. Up here, just one. I put the wealth one in Westgate, which made sense to me, because that's the trading one, the trading gate. I put 3 in the desolation, the one that signifies dwarves aren't going to go away soon, the one with the flame, which I thought was really cool looking. Okay, well, that's off. Oh. I don't know. I've not tried it. They're so resource intensive. I was like, in fact, after the last one, I'm like, should I even bother building any anymore? Oh, it's starting to fall down. Maybe it'll fall down on its own. figure out what to do with that. Let's look at those real quick because I don't remember them all off the top of my head. So the Zagal of Wealth I did in Westgate. The Flame of Dashun that burns forever. It's got a really cool effect, by the way. I put in the Desolation where I was rebuilding. I posted rebuild of the bridge. Uh, the Pillar I have also put in a different part of the Desolation. Likenesses of all the seven fathers. The Vault is in the Desolation. There's such a large area in campaign. I chose places where building it's just not possible. Too much garbage in the way, and I built nice platforms wrapped in that the new coastal marble, and put those up. And this one I put down in the Pilgrim Library because it's a library of forgotten scrolls and such. And that room is at a 45-degree angle, so you really can't build in there anyway. And it just made sense to me. Oh yeah, I could do that. Let me get these walls stable first. I don't want my building to fall down. This is the boring part of watching build videos. I know that front face is a little off. I'll have to fix that later. There is a these are the ones. Okay, so you start with 4. Once you build those 4, the story gives you this one. And then the story gives you the 6th one, which is right there in front of me. And I don't want to spoil that for you because it's the entire story plot. So. And then I haven't built a 7th. I guess you can. For the amount of materials, not that after over 60 worlds I have a lack of materials, but and the Grand Warehouse project, plenty of materials. But yeah. That's nice and smooth. But this front face is not. It's got a huge crack in it. So I will remove a couple of these at a time. And carefully place them back. when the game originally came out, all the buildings used foundations and adamant and then skinned it with granite because this was the material that added stability. This and the foundations. That's changed. Vertical stability now is the same for every block. It's basically infinite. You'll hit the top of whatever and you can't build anymore, and that's how they control that. But horizontal distances, the material still matters. Oh, I think I just destroyed the one I just did by accident. Yeah, well, the game engine always got confused with floating unsupported objects, kind of like the mines. That did not place right. I know that one's slightly off. This whole building here that I did, it's got a major problem with the existing structure. I'm reporting it as a bug. Alright, I'll get down there and finish those off later. Come on. There we go. So you're probably asking, why are you doing that? I'm carrying the same level of this walkway all the way around. Ah. Oh, that's lost forever. Which is why that one was now yellow. It's like, I don't know what the heck is going on here. hit that hearth problem again. I thought I moved that hearth. Didn't I move that hearth? That was stupid. Why didn't I move that hearth? Yeah, it takes a little practice, but it is doable, trust me. As long as you get a decent connection, you're fine. Alright. This entire rock used to be a solid, this type of rock used to be a solid place where you could always get 100% stability. And the first time you would apply a block, um, you would see that it was 100% stable, and then anything off of that would get weaker as you got farther away. And that is on the money. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but if we get really close, it's good. And all the way around, I'm only off by a little bit. That's fine. Now we continue with free cabinet. Alright, let me... Oh, that's what I was using. Okay. Sometimes I forget what I'm putting on the outside because you can't really see it directly. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Alright. Granite. And that's because I'm just crazy and want that nice look for photographs later. There's no reason to do this. Alright, what are you catching on? Need more coffee. Hold on. Oh, don't need to go there. Now the only reason I did that is because it's this teeny tiny corner here. Let's see if I can... this platform was a sliver. See that gap right there? That's how extra wide the foundations were. So to get everything into a line on the bottom and look right, it's too big. This whole thing is off, which was a disappointment. The snapping and everything. Everything else on here was in alignment, but that was off. That's the bug I was talking about earlier that I'll be reporting. Hopefully it's perfect. Good. And bang. Well, that one was off. Wait a minute. Those two were off. Shouldn't you be resting and getting ready to work? Yeah, a lot of people are doing the 21st haul. I posted pictures of my Desolation Bridge build at Durin's Forge. I wanted to do that one first. It was the first room I came in when I played this world for the first time, where I was like, oh my god, I have got to rebuild this world. And I always wanted to do that one first. And so that's the one I did. But the 21st Hall, that's a good one. Lots of vertical space there too. Hello, noob. Viking Raid. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're rating me on Twitch, thank you. I say that works for me about half the time. I don't know why. Oh, nope. I'll live with that. Hey, Cal. Oh, this is the top of Durin's tower. I'm in the middle of... I've already completed the southern and western and eastern parapets the way I've always wanted to do them. Ah. Got a little lip on that front edge. I'll take care of that later. Sure. So this is what obviously I have my giant floating fortress because it didn't fall down, but that will disappear once I finish knocking it down. I was hoping gravity, Havoc and I were hoping gravity would take over. But, so this is the top of Durin's tower. I will, let me bring you to, ignore what you're seeing now, and I'll start from the top of the stairs. Everything I'm about to show you, I constructed. There was almost nothing here. Alright. So this is obviously been built by the game. I put the stone accents above it, but this is the top of the stairs to Durin's tower. By the way, I'm gonna remove some of these as we go along. So I put down a nice gold inlay, and there was a giant rock behind what I'm pointing at now. If you can see the pointer, there's a giant rock there, so that's not removable. And you'll see various juts, and every once in a while things were slightly through the stone you can't get rid of, but that's pretty normal. I think I put in too many lights. It was slowing me down, but... So, grandeur, majesty, a little more inlay. I like the new inverted stairs, by the way. Now, this is a 1.0 world. You're going to see pieces that don't exist in the old worlds anymore. But, well, unless you use Toblichiro's mod to bring them back. And I like this view, so I made a little balcony over here for no real reason. I mean, it doesn't do anything. I try to stay in OSHA compliance, so there is railings. I don't know, in most places. Oh, that's a little off. I'll have to fix that later. Now, this stairway was here, but I replaced it. This piece of foundation was not removable. So I'm like, well, I'll just leave the stairs here. Alright, so before I make a mistake, this is the southern parapets. It is all open. I wanted it very airy. Gives you a nice view. This one is one standard high. I'll free cam it out here real quick. So obviously nice view. Get the lake, the mirror. I haven't figured out what I'm doing with the tops of those flying buttress looking things. I placed embattlements where it made sense. I made a little NPC area here. Got our general barracks. Hello. They're not doing much right now. Now this part doesn't exist. I built this out. This area allowed some building. So this entire walkway toward those stairs is brand new, and that building is new. The those stairs straight ahead, those do exist in the game, but everything over here is new. Had a heck of a time trying to get stability too. Was a great idea by Cal to use the stairs. Not a great joint underneath, but I used the inverted stairs to give reinforcement there. But it didn't work over here because there was just a giant hole. And so I had to build in a large adamant foundation using half pillars. You cannot build below that area. In fact, if you try traveling down below that area, you'll die. But it's been stable for a couple of days now. This is not done yet. I was just finishing the edges. This building, oh, I got a bad piece right there, upper left-hand corner. I'll have to fix that in a minute. Is off. The snapping grid on that section is not perfectly aligned. Don't really like the way it turned out. I'm gonna have to mess with it. Haven't decided what to do yet. But it looks alright. Alright, why don't we go, before I go that way, let me go up. So the other, I guess this is the eastern parapet. The eastern parapet over here. I was over there earlier. That's the southern. This is eastern. We have, yeah, built that in and up from the bridge. Yep. So there's an upper area here where I have my craftsmen. I put my delving stone. This is where I put down my travel stone, and I'm going to remove some of these real quick. I put in too many. I think it was causing some lag issues. You know how the game is. If you put in too many lights, particularly at night, you get some lag. Of course, it is trying to light up the sky, so not quite able to do that. So I wanted the bottom part to be granite. I haven't found a use for the redstone yet. Just doesn't sing to me. Anyway, and of course here you can go up. This is where I was building, and this will be Durin's tower itself. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it doesn't. I don't know. I just didn't like it. There's a nice view up here. I'll try the noob. I'll try the that contrast. It might work. I don't know. It just doesn't sing to me right now, as my wife would say. All right, now we'll walk around the other side. All right. Yeah, the red brick would, I think, work well with the lodge pieces. All right, this platform is not a uniform 3x3 square. There's this teeny tiny, if you can see that center wall here, this teeny tiny half of a third of a wall where it snaps to. The grid on this section's totally broken. I think they just cut it from the other area, uh, the bridge of Khazad-dûm there. Same bridge. Anyway, so this room I am not pleased with, but it's the best I could do with the grid being off. And then these stairs already existed, and I haven't finished going over those yet. And then we're back to the top, and that's where I was trying to get things a little more aligned than they were. That's it. That's what I've done so far. I have to say, it's been 2 days I've been working up here. This is day 3. Not in-game days, real life days. Between the gaps in the archways. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, I've done it before, I just don't always do it. That's pretty flat. Over large distances, it's never perfect, no matter how many hours I've spent struggling with it. See, there's a little gap there, but that's alright. This front gap, however, is not alright. Yeah, gaps like that definitely mean potential stability issues. In fact, I've been invited to a lot of worlds where people are like, I don't understand. I came back one day and my building fell down. And I'm like, all right, well, invite me. I'll come take a look. So I teach them how to restore their save. And then I go there and there's like visual gaps. Um, like you can see light. I'm like, well, there's your issue. Uh, you can't have massively large gaps. Little stuff like that overlap. It's not pretty, but I'm going to cover it with a stone anyway. So you're never going to see that. And what I'm doing is providing stability to this wall. So you'll never see that anyway. Because like the bottom of these blocks, they have a little, I call it give, to cover up small imperfections. Kind of like using drywall mud. Anyway, that is not an issue. But if there's gaps, let's see if I can do a demonstration. Now I'm not going to be able to do it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it. Anyway, along this build, if I see it, I'll point it out. But if there's gaps in the wall, particularly vertical gaps, horizontal gaps, less, they're ugly, but there's less damage done by those. Alright, now I've got to destroy this thing. I was hoping it would just fall down. I'm gonna fall to my death. Come on. Where's the anti-gravity generator? Yeah, I could go put on the new dev ring. I don't think the rope ladder's holding it up. I just put those on. Hey, Sleepy. It's probably those. Magic foundation blocks. Hmm. No! That hurt. Um... Oh. Come on, trigger. Come on, you can fall down. Did I leave myself enough room? Oh, barely. Yep.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Tearing it all down, right? Completely. Rebuilding it. I saved the game before I did that, just in case I regretted it later. Back up often. Never regret. Yeah. This and nibbly bits. Quite honestly, they've gotten pretty good at making sure that things fall down. I don't know why this isn't. If this doesn't work soon, I'm just gonna have to build up to it and then destroy it. Yeah, those foundation parts. So there's a secret to those foundation parts which we don't have that they do. They add foundation stability wherever they put them. So every time you attach a piece to the ground, it gets 100% stability because it's on the ground. And it inherits the stability, no longer vertical stability. There used to be vertical and horizontal stability. Vertical stability, how high you can build, is maxed out now for every piece. But horizontal stability isn't. And the adamant's the strongest, and so on and so forth. It goes right down the line to wood. Anyway, long story short, they got rid of vertical, but horizontal stability, no. But they come into problems, I think, when they're building their own structures. And so they have those square, dark gray foundational pieces, most of which I've knocked down now. I don't know why. And whenever I think they get into a pickle, they just use one of those. And they can create them, we can't. It's the same look as when you put down flooring. Come on, chain reaction. Yeah. Again, not vertical. You can build high. Okay, you know that's unstable. That's fantastic. Why don't you help me knock it down? But how far out you can bridge with something, your horizontal, definitely true. That, and I've looked in the game files now. Yeah. It's something. Uh, oh, ads. Yeah, log in and out. Someone else, Trish, suggested that. I did not yet. Maybe I should. Turning it on and off again. Alright, let me just try destroying this. If this doesn't work... Oh, that's just hanging in the air. Yep, okay. Of course, we don't have any of these type of columns either. Alright, I'm gonna try logging out. Give me a moment. I'll see what I can do. Give me a chance to sip my coffee anyway. Alright, I will unpause you. Sorry. I use servers that I run, and I like to keep those addresses private. Nope. The indestructible flying fortress. Yeah, I find the performance of the game, if you run your own server, even if it's on a old PC with no video card sitting next to you, is just so much better. Yeah. I was recommending to people that even have Xbox, I'm like, you don't like your performance, get yourself a server. You can't go wrong. Now, I'm just gonna have to wait till I build up there, I guess. Yeah, the more building you do in your world, yeah. Oh. Oh, now this platform is magical. What was it in the Avatar movies? Unbelievium? Or something like that. Alright. Well, that's driving me crazy, so I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Unobtainium, yes. New material to mine in Moria, unobtainium. Durin's tower's made out of it. Oh, I just noticed that piece of wood out there. That's probably holding the whole thing up, by the way. That piece of wood up there. Hmm. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever it is. No, I didn't want it on the edge. Alright. These will not stay. They are only here to be guides as I lay things out. Use the small blocks as spacers? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm just laying an outline. I'm going right on the ground. The walkway I started putting all the way around was on purpose because I wanted a walkway all around Durin's tower. I like breezeways and walkways and parapets and stuff like that. Hmm. Maybe I should redo it based on this. I changed my mind. I'm gonna use this. One of the original stones. You put small blocks, you don't have to set distances that's not off. I don't know what you mean by that still. I'm just not grokking it first thing in the morning, or I don't know, something. You have to send me a link to a video, noob. Oh, I'm starving again. #1 cause of death in Moria is starvation. Kind of like that old game we used to play with dysentery. You die of dysentery. I'm like, I always die of dysentery. Why am I dying of dysentery? Yeah, I haven't had a full coffee yet. Need more in a real life brew here. Yeah. Is there a lip there? Why is there a lip there? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with 1 pixel difference sometimes. It's annoying. I will not have my... Looks like I'm going to put a terrace out back here. I never finished my... what do you call it? Yeah, well... I destroyed your overhang infrastructure. I think it might be wiggle room, Mereak. Yeah, I wanted a walkway all the way around. So I have a southern... there's no western full wraparound walkway, but I have parapets on east, north, and south. But west is basically a sheer drop off, no parapet, and you can't build off that. I tried to wrap it around like I did on the other side. I demoed it. I showed it in the beginning part of this video. People asked me for a tour of what I've done so far. And yeah. So you cannot build in some of the areas here. Alright, I'll eat. Actually, yeah. Oh, I never dropped off that stuff. I changed one of my mods today to allow it to stack. I got tired of stacking the tools and outfits. So my Fat Stacks mod now allows you to stack Tools and outfits for NPCs. Oh, must have had a crack. That's fine. Oh, yeah, big one right here. Come on. That actually looks a lot better. Alright. Let's fix my trim. Alright. Don't like that. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I'm holding down E. I was thinking on the bottom level, in some of the areas like back here, I'd put down pillars with a nice covered walkway, 2 stories tall with large arches. How did I get off? Okay. Yeah, I hate that. It's usually the corners, but 1 pixel ain't gonna do that. That is more than 1 pixel. There's a gap underneath those too. I mean, I'm only laying out a perimeter. I don't know why I care so much. Yeah, probably OCD. I am truly convinced that we all have something. Well, that's a lot better than the last one. Alright. Um, let's try to control the OCD, I guess, John. Now the tough part. I like the steps that they did the last time. Oh, Cal, I think okay, so I'm old and I'm old school, but I think everyone's got their issues. But back in my day, we were told to figure it out and live with it because no one's going to give a crap. So overcome, adapt, or die. That's it. Uh, all right, let me look at my pictures I took of the old building because I want to take inspiration from the old building. So I took a massive number of um, screen captures. Where is it? Here. Hmm. I guess the bottom part of the building. It'll be easier if I have an even number of tiles on these floors. This is temporary. Alright, I can pull that in one. And I can pull one of these sides in one. Well, as boring as it is, I'm going to do that real quick. I know the center hall, I want to have 2 stories and then a balcony. Like a grand meeting hall. Something with cathedral-like ceilings, big, tall. This is the boring part of building for me, folks. This is why I don't do many building videos. A lot of people last 2 minutes and get bored and they're like, I don't know what this guy's doing. Sorry, I have my... I should put down a small block. Tell you, someone who does not have OCD built this build system. Alright. Let me see the chat again. Yeah, arched columns. I love arched columns. Probably easiest to delete these as I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, that's gonna bug the crap out of me now. See? OCD. Track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's the center. Of course, this one's going to be harder. One, two, three. 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. And so That center square should be center, right? Leave that last one as a reference point. Okay, that should be the center because there's three. I think it's in the center. I can always double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1. That makes sense because I did it in the center of the tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7, and 1 because it was in the center of the tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 7. Well, if I extended it to there, it would work. Start perfectly square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That's a 6 by 6. Too early in the morning to do math. All right. that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Oh. One, two, three. All right. That's an alignment. That's an alignment. That's an alignment. This is not an alignment. Nope. This one. Why aren't I using my light? That's not an alignment either. I may have left too much space on this side. I don't think that's in a good place. I want to change the spacing on the other side. Laying out a large place is actually a lot harder than it looks. Gotta know that everything's level and square. And I have to adjust this last one here. Oh, crud. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that is way off. I don't want that to collide with that. Never. I've never gotten a siege up here. I don't want to jinx myself now. Alright, I need more coffee. This is not. I'll fill that in later. I hear you. It's not a perfect square, it is a rectangle, but that is the center. And I've avoided all the edges. I can fix that in a little bit. In fact, I could probably bury that below the surface. I don't want anything to interfere with the snapping from the top surface, but I need to provide stability to this wall. Come on. I'm gathering up all the stone that I trapped in the wall. I think I got it all. Hello. Yeah. They enjoy the view more than they do anything else. Alright. Let's put some corner pieces in. Now, are you going to fall down the second I remove that? No. Good. No, 30 seconds later. So, aw, don't jinx me. See, I don't like how that's not touching the ground. Cracked kills. Always check to make sure you've got a good... If you can put in a piece underneath, like that, and it not turn red, then that gap matters. That's what I've learned. going to give it a castle look and feel here. How did I do that edge? Nope. Hey, how you doing, Curious? Building a little Durin's Keep castle. Well, I'm having trouble evicting the floating fortress, but eventually I'll build up there and it'll fall down. Because I'll knock it down. I was kind of counting on it coming down on its own. Yeah, gravity is optional in Moria. Gravity is optional. Okay. I tell you, I don't like how when you put things directly on here, there's gaps in the support. That is not what you call comforting. Sorry, that's red, that's red, that's fine. That's not. That's not. No, I have found no hero tokens while doing expeditions. That does not look right. So normally this piece would be here. That piece would be there too. Yeah, that looks right. Now I'll remove the extras. Yeah, I do have the right one. Now should that half be covered? I think that middle half should be covered. Oh, I already put one there. Okay. I think that's off by one. No, says there's one under there. Okay. That looks right. This one should be in the middle. Yay! Yeah, but I've noticed on uneven rock after the last couple of patches that the rock in and of itself, the foundations in and of itself, I think a few of us did videos on this. It's not as stable, believe it or not, and so we've stopped relying on that. So I'm gonna have like a basement, not quite a dungeon per se, but this is all gonna be basement down here, and then you'll walk up right here into a flight of stairs that coalesces on the first floor, and then most of which down here will look like battlements, I think. Um, there'll be 4 towers on, you know, 4. What do they call them? Embankments and yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look up my fort building. It's been a while. Anyway, so I'm just laying out this now. I'm going to use a red wall so I can identify that center. Embutments. Thank you. I knew that was the word. Ah, see, still too early in the morning. Oh my God, it's 10. Oh, coffee's cold. That's all right. Can't waste coffee or beer. Both are a crime, so. I don't like how these have a different snapping model. Well, alright, there's the center. Starving again. Do I have any food? No, don't have food. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. One, 2, Stop that. Why is that doing that? Yeah, I'm taking some pictures with screen capture so I can replicate stuff. Now I planned on the bottom part of the tower being accented with white. So it's easier to build, I think, with smaller stairs to start. Problem is, we don't really have a tiny stair. What am I going to do for the center? Let me overlap them there. Okay. That'll probably stick through, but that's okay. I'll cover that up with something on the other side. Okay. Oh, I should probably use white. That way if anything bleeds through. You know, I could just pull that in one. Why would I worry about that? Oh, I could do that instead. This was part of the original Durin's design. Just want to make sure there's something that this will anchor to. still have the quest up in mind. I found nothing but a regular chest in there. Some of the Durin's forge walls. So I'm hoping there. There's only one secret door I found in Durin's forge, and there is nothing behind it. But someone told me yesterday, I was reading, and that's a bug. Something about one of the original videos that came out. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that first. Oh, it's definitely a bug. Yeah, someone said that one of the videos, that's what they were saying. I was like, oh. I gotta tell you, I opened the others and it was kind of a disappointment. So I was like, all right, well, don't know why I bothered opening them. But sure. So when I first did this world, I didn't bother opening those other two, believe it or not. And then I went back when someone told me, I think it was last night, that that was a mistake. I'm like, oh, well, all right, I'll go do that. All right, where'd you put what I'm looking for? Still getting used to where everything is, particularly on the other stout fair wall. It is harder to see if you have alignment. If you don't do that, that little crack is going to show. And I hate it when little cracks show. Nope. I could try to wedge in there a half. that. There we go. I feel like I'm using those little tiles and Legos. It's also hard to see the reticle for deleting something when it's white on white. Anyone else notice that? Like, I'm hoping I'm deleting the right thing. Hundred Kazat steel, you can go to the warehouse and get it. Not a problem. That's the easiest way to go and go get it. Alright, now I want to lead up to here. No, that's not right. That's what I wanted it to look like. And I want to remember that there's one more space for the entryway. Alright, I put all that on the bottom. Alright. What kind of decoration can I do here? Oh, I didn't even realize that. I get in the zone, man. I get in the zone. Oh, yep, like it. Okay. Oh, it snaps into place beautifully now. They made that change a few patches ago. And, oops. You should try it again. See if it's just practice, because that's likely what it is. Now, I wish these were in white. Partially sync them best I can, but I don't know. I like them. Got to pull up my picture. I learned a long time ago, do not rely on memory with complex angles. Let's move that over here though. Oh, that's backwards. That's probably why that looked weird. I was like, what's looking weird? Sorry, family came in. Yeah, I'm having a little problem with symmetry right now. God. Alright, well, I only have 15 more minutes anyway. Those looked right, but why? I know I'm making a mistake. I just don't see. Oh, it's because it's two pieces. Ah ha 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 ha. Okay. I have no idea why these are yellow. I'm pretty much going to ignore that. That's weird, but okay. Oh, nope. One farther in. Let's put in this first. Okay, now that looks right. I don't know why that was so hard. missed the line. That one. Oh, is that supposed to be too wide there? Two, two, two. Okay. I gotta fix that later. So yeah, that side is 2 as well. Oh, this will go a lot faster once I get in the inside. Alright. Sorry this has been a boring build day. I hope you have a good Sunday, and I'll talk with you all later. Bye-bye.